Welcome back. According to the Wisconsin Coalition Against Sexual Assault, it's estimated 1 out of 7 Wisconsin women are raped during their lives. During the month of April, the Women's Center wants the community to take a stand and show support for survivors.
We are here with the executive director to chat about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We have Angela Mancuso here. I didn't realize that the statistics were so... 1 out of 7 women is raped during their lifetime.
That's disturbing.
Right.
Really disturbing.
And 1 out of 71 men, and that's just the reported data. So we know that actually sexual assault occurs at higher rates than that.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so Elizabeth Smart is visiting next week. It's a sold-out event, which I was going to say I'm sorry to hear, but it's a wonderful thing for you. I'm glad that there is such great support for your event. What is she doing as part of her visit? Here's a picture of her here. Do you know what her message is?
She actually has a beautiful message for survivors. So she's an abduction and sexual assault survivor, and she has since created a foundation. She's really taken the lead with the Amber Alerts and other legislation for abduction survivors, and she's written a book. So she's going to talk about her experience, but really it's the message that for survivors and that there is a community that can support you.
Well, it's so wonderful. I feel like that she's sharing that, because you think about going through something like that, and it was so public, it was in the news, and it's embarrassing, it's personal, so I give her a lot of credit for doing that.
Like she stayed quiet for a little while, and then she decided she can be a big help.
Right.
She's very inspirational.
Right, and and she was so young when it happened. Right. So and she, she took her time to work through the trauma as best she could and through the healing, and now she shares this great message. She just had a baby about a week ago.
Aww.
And so she's living a healthy life.
That is wonderful.
So tell us about Sexual Assault Awareness Month in general and what you guys are doing.
So it's really about bringing communities together to support survivors and encouraging people to not be a bystander to the issue. So with the alarming rates that we talked about, that it happens, the only way we can do this is to educate the mass public about what sexual violence is and how to prevent it.
Well, I know that in terms of the timing of your event, next week, Wednesday, when your event is, that's Denim Day, right?
Yep.
So there's an event that you and I talked about that I participate in called the Hope Shining Blue, which also takes place on Denim Day, and it empowers victims of sexual assault. But it's really important to kind of remember to mark that day, don't you think?
I do. So Denim Day really puts the spotlight on what rape culture is, which is victim shaming and blaming. And if we spent as much energy on educating people about what consent is as we do on victim shaming and blaming, we would be way ahead of the curve. So that's really what Denim Day is working towards.
Yeah.
So you're making the community aware of this. Once the community is aware, what can we do to help? And that is the best question, and that's a great message, which also Elizabeth will be talking about. But we need to acknowledge it. We need to call it out. I mean, anytime that we default to questioning what somebody should have done differently to avoid being sexually assaulted, that's participating in the victim shaming culture. So we need to put systems in place that really support survivors, that hold rapists accountable, that teaches consent, and we need to stop accepting violence against women as the norm. We need this new normal where sexual assault and violence is not expected, accepted, or tolerated. That means action and education and awareness.
So well put, I think, in Denim Day. Just for people who aren't familiar with it, it had to do with a very important court case that now has a lot of meaning, where a woman was wearing very tight jeans. She was sexually assaulted, and in the ruling where the person accused of the assault was let go, and the point the judge said was that the jeans were so tight, she must have helped
remove them, thereby implying consent. So there's a million things wrong with that, right? So that's why we need to and so actually the next day all the women in the Italian Parliament wore jeans in solidarity, and again, that's a great message, but that it really also spotlights how widely accepted violence against women is and how common sexual assault is.
Angela, thank you so much for being here. People can get in touch with your 24-hour hotline. That phone number is 262-542-3828, or get in touch with you online. Always great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.